Hello, this is Tamara, medium, healer, and coach. And I'm coming to you this week with the Love of Light podcast. It is April 20th, 2021. You know, this week I've been going through the motion of healing my childhood, overlooking it, understanding it. And this week it was brought to my attention that there were times in my childhood where I was misunderstood. I was not believed. I would tell adults things were happening, and I wasn't believed. There were times in my childhood where I would crave attention. I would crave to be given validation and approval. I would act out, knowing that by acting out, at least I would get noticed. People would pay attention to me. It may have not been the positive attention I wanted, but at least I stood out. You know, this week I've been going through and trying to comprehend how a child in foster care could go through 32 foster homes. How that taught me love or stability. You know, I've talked about it before and I've shared my story before about being misunderstood, being labeled, being told I was this or I was that. Today I struggle with stability. Today I struggle with worth and value. Today I prided myself on being validated or approved by others. And there's so many moments in my life and in the lives of not only myself, but my clients, where I talk to them and I say, why do you need this? Why is this something you want? And all they can tell me is because they've never had it before. They don't know what it feels like. I think back over my own life and from childhood to teens and even into my young adult. Did anyone ever invest in me? You know, I read a book by Michelle Obama entitled Becoming, and I bought the journal to go with it. And there's a quote in that book that says, kids will invest more when they feel they're being invested in. That just doesn't just mean for children. That's teens. That's adults. When people will invest more when they feel they're being invested in. We need to stop. We need to stop being afraid to help other people. We need to start helping others by starting to help ourselves. For far too long, I was afraid to reach out for help. Afraid of being misjudged or afraid of getting close to anyone because I had the sense that I wasn't worth it. Even as an adult, I still carry that around, and it's so hard for me to admit. I'm afraid if the world saw who I truly was, the essence of my soul, that I would be misjudged. Who I am is me. Who I am is who you've been listening to for weeks. I'm a human being with a heart, with a desire to be loved and to give love. Over the last 5 months, for the first time in 46 years, I know what it's like to be unapologetically, authentically loved by someone. And I'm learning to open myself up to receive love. And the way I'm doing that is by loving myself first. If you know someone that's struggling, if you know someone that is afraid to invest in themselves, maybe it's time that you show up. Maybe it's time you invest in them so they can invest in themselves. When you value yourself, when you see your own worth, others will value and see your worth too. So this week, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to list 5 to 10 people who invested in you when you were a child, when you were a teen, and while you've been an adult. I want you to list 5 people who invested in you when you were a child, 5 people that invested in you when you were a teen, and 5 people that stood out that have invested in you as an adult. And I want you to compare those lists. And if you don't have 5 people, I want you to know that you can put me down on that list. Because I'll invest in you. I'll recognize your worth. I'll recognize your value. And I'll remind you every single day that you're worth it, that you're lovable, that you're loved, that you're amazing. And I'll help you to see your own potential and to help you find a purpose in your own life. Remind yourself this week that you're worthy, that you're enough, and that you're worth investing in. Because I believe you are. I believe we all are. Shine your light. Know your worth. Know your value. And invest in you this week. Love and light. Namaste.